In this video, I'm going to attempt to survive another 100 days in hardcore Minecraft with the Create mod. My plan is simple. I need to build a super aesthetic iron farm, begin working on the foundations for a giant railway network, and do so while surviving on only one life. So without further ado, let's get right to work. This is our current iron farm and it is a complete tragedy. We're generating iron, yes, but nowhere near enough. This is extremely slow. And now that we are beyond day 100, I think it is more important than ever to fix this issue because I need a ton of iron and this is just not going to cut it. Unless I AFK for like 400 or 500 days. But we don't want to do that. So it's time to fix this up and expand our little industrial area. Now this massive area here is a little bit higher than I want. And I do want to build my iron farm in this little spot here. Zooming out, we can see, this place is pretty much perfect. It's kind of already where the iron farm is, so we're just going to be moving it over a little bit. But we're not only going to be moving it over, we're going to be making it bigger and we're going to make it look extremely aesthetic. This right here looks horrible, okay? I'm sorry. It's a fantastic beginner farm, but it just doesn't fit the vibe I'm going for. But don't worry, by the end of this project, we are going to have a beautiful, extremely efficient, amazing iron machine. Now, when I did enchant my diamond shovel, I got pretty unlucky, silk touch and unbreaking 3, which is very bad. We did get fortune 3 on the diamond pickaxe, however. So I think it's only best that I create an extremely temporary ladder all the way down to the area where we're going to be mining for ores, so that not only I can try and get maybe some diamonds, but also some XP to enchant some better tools. Oh, hello fella, how you doing, man? Just checking out my tree farm, are ya? What have you got for me? A glowing moss block. What the heck? And a sepia globe. Well, I don't think I need any of that, buddy. Oh my goodness, Enderman. I hate Enderman. We've got a bunch of sticks, definitely not enough though, so I'm gonna grab as many of these as I can, and I'm going to simply just craft up a bunch of these ladders. Okay, I did not need that much. Oh my days. I guess it's fine. We got a ton of ladders. I don't even know why I crafted that many. Dude. Okay, where are we going to put this thing? I think since it's only temporary, I'm just going to slap it right here. I do need to get some torches, which I'm going to struggle with, aren't I? Oh my days. Okay, you know what? Let's do this. Don't think I have much of a choice right now. The best thing I can do is turn some logs into charcoal, considering we do have quite a bit of logs anyway. I'm sure I'll definitely run into some coal on the way down, so I shouldn't worry too much. But where is my backpack? I did have a backpack somewhere. Oh, there it is. Okay, I'm just blind. Allegedly. So we have a little bit more space, of course. I do need to upgrade that. We'll figure that out eventually. But I guess now the only logical thing to do is dig straight down in a completely flat line. We're going to be a little bit careful making it 2 blocks wide, but we're going to hopefully run into some ores to get some levels. And now that we have fortune, hopefully get a bunch of that. Now, someone did mention that I do need to make sure I get myself a bunch of copper because it's going to be required, especially when I want to make steam engines. Does fortune work on zinc? It does. Beautiful. That is what I like to see, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go. Hell yeah. I know I need a lot of zinc as well. I'm literally just going to grab every single ore that I find. Mostly because there's no reason for me to not, now that we do have fortune. I'm definitely happy with collecting all of this andesite as well. That is another thing that I desperately need a lot of. So I'm certainly not complaining if I see any. And there's a ton, an absolute metric ton here. I've been digging this andesite for a while now. It just keeps on going. It's good to know that there's a massive deposit of andesite right underneath the base. And we just reached the deep slate level. So we're going to be mining extremely slowly. Good times. Well, we got ourselves some Onysium. And it looks like Onysium also works with fortune, which is fantastic. No idea what I'm going to use it for. Hold on, let's search it up. Sorry, it's osmium. Okay, apparently this makes like chemicals. You can make rails with this as well. Interesting. Not quite sure if I'll ever use that stuff, to be honest, but I might as well grab it. Ooh, and we've hit a cave. Let's go. That is exactly what I wanted to see. Although I don't think it looks like a very big cave, which is not the best. But right about now, I'll take anything. Oh, we got some blackstone here. That's nice. That's a beautiful building block. We got some nickel. I'll grab some of this. Don't mind if I do. Now, I'm really hoping that all of these ores, when I smelt them, give me XP. That is kind of what I'm betting on right now. That is my current plan to get myself enough experience to keep enchanting. I'm not quite sure how that's going to work out for me, to be honest. Now, I know redstone is another thing I need to make sure I get. Usually, I never use redstone, but this is required for quite a lot of machines, at least from what I've seen. There is an absolute metric ton of different ores here, so I'm going to pretty much just go through and try and find literally everything that I can. And of course, store it all into my backpack, which I desperately need to upgrade. But I guess I'll see you guys in a second when we have all the ores that I've found. And ladies and gentlemen, we are back at the base. Oh my days. I ended up going around for like 30 minutes in that cave, and I think we got a decent amount of stuff. You can see we got a huge amount of redstone, a bunch of copper, and in fact, every single one of these furnaces has some stuff in it. So we definitely had a very successful endeavor down in the mines, but now it's time to go ahead and try again with these little tools here. Hopefully we get efficiency 5. Oh my days. Oh my days. Okay. All right. We do get efficiency 4 with the shovel now at least. So let me go ahead and get some XP from these furnaces down here. Coal? Okay, it doesn't give us much. What about gold? Okay, not as much as I was thinking. Oh my days. I guess I'll just keep collecting this stuff till I get level 30. Just like that. So now we can go ahead and get efficiency 4. Thank goodness, because we desperately need this. The shovel is definitely the more important one to get efficiency 4 on. Fortune 3, okay. Sure. Now it does kind of suck that I didn't get a decent pickaxe, but I guess it is what it is. I should have some iron in here somewhere. Oh, I got a bunch of zinc as well, which is fantastic. Absolutely amazing. But I'm going to go ahead and craft up an anvil because I desperately need one. We do have some decent iron now at least, so it's very easy to get done. And I'm going to combine these shovels together so I can get Silk Touch, Efficiency 4, and Unbreaking 3. And I'll probably do the same with the pickaxe just so that I get Unbreaking and Fortune 3. I know it's going to cost a lot of levels, but it is what it is. The good thing is we have a good amount of resources now, so hopefully we don't have to worry too much about it. Especially with the zinc. I have something very exciting that I want to try with it, but you guys are going to have to wait to see what that is. But this is our storage, or at least our special stuff. We're getting a decent amount of it. We also got a bunch of dripstone and some glow linchin as well. But now that I have everything that I need, let's sleep and let's quickly double check the iron. Okay, we have 196 in there now. Let's remember that. I want to see what is that after we finish this big project here, because we have a whole lot of digging to do. Now my plan is to flatten this area down all the way around here, down to this level, because I have something cool planned. Now obviously I don't want to dig this entire island down to one level. There's going to be a second level up here. But I want to make a nice cliff face, and I have an awesome idea for the train line. However, there is going to be a huge amount of digging to move forward to the next step, so I guess it's just time to get right into it. Obviously, I don't want to bore you guys with just digging around because, I mean, this is going to take some time, no doubt. So, of course, once again, I'm going to do this in the form of a time lapse, just to make it a little bit more interesting for you guys. So, I'll see you guys after the time lapse. And the area is much better now. We can actually build something here. Now, what exactly are we going to build with? Well, I wanted to go like a grayscale, and the fir log is exactly the right color. And fortunately, if we look at the map, in the very top left, we have a coniferous forest, which is apparently filled with fir trees. So I want to head up here and try and get some of those so we can see exactly what they look like in person. But we went from 196 to 256 plus 37 iron ingots. Definitely not the best, but I guess we can't really complain considering we're going to be upgrading this and it's only going to get better. But enough blabbering. We got an empty backpack and an empty inventory. It's time to head over towards that coniferous forest, which conveniently is right next to the massive mountains which we explored previously, which you can see way off in the distance there. If you can remember the massive area that we've seen before, that is it. Dude, that is humongous. That thing is ridiculously large. Oh, is that a dark oak forest as well? No, that's just an oak forest. I got excited. From a distance, they look like dark oak trees. Oh my goodness. I do plan to find every single possible tree eventually, but there are so many different types of blocks or custom blocks in this mod pack, so I'm definitely not going to be running short on things to try out. And you can see in the distance, they are the fir trees right over there, which do grow in 2x2, just like a large big spruce tree. So we shouldn't have any problems gathering a bunch to begin building this next warehouse that is going to store our brand new iron facility. Okay, that is a lot of trees. Oh my days. I really like how they look too. Such a beautiful tree. And the terrain generation around here is absolutely wild. These mountains are beautiful, man. Okay, looks like we have... What is this? Is this a custom tree? It kind of looks like... Yeah, it's acacia. Okay, never mind. It's just a custom acacia log or acacia tree. We might be able to use this. It's a very similar color. These are like stripped spruce logs. Okay. I might grab a couple of these. I really hope when I make the acacia trees, they grow like this because these are actually nice. The vanilla acacia trees are pretty ugly, I'm not gonna lie to you. Looks like we got some different grass as well and warped roots. Okay, that's from the nether. And a small amethyst bud. Okay, this is a really weird little biome here. I guess I'll just chop a couple more of these acacia trees. And then I do need to make sure I get at least one of these. This is a huge tree. Oh my goodness. What the heck? How many logs do we get from a single tree? Let's find out. I don't even think my axe is going to be able to break another one of those. That was just ridiculously large. And oh my days, look how many we got. 3 stacks plus 14. Dude, that is phenomenal. I guess we'll just continue chopping these acacia logs. Maybe I can use like acacia logs for the roof because it's a little bit of a different gray than what I think the fir planks will be. So it might work out well. But I might just use the fir logs. I'm not sure. I have no idea what I'm going to do just yet. We'll be able to mess around and see what we can come up with. But I guess I'll just use the rest of this axe. And when I get back, I'll just have to make a new one. But there seems to only be acacia trees in this area. Unless I go over there. There's a lot more. But I do have 56 fir saplings from that. Okay, I can't chop that down. From that one tree, I got 56 fir saplings. That is wild. So I don't even need to go get more. I can just plant some at the base. And since we now have a bone meal farm, we should be pretty fine. Shouldn't have to worry at all. Okay, we got way more acacia than fir logs. I'm definitely going to be getting some more fir because I don't think I'm going to have enough. But there goes the diamond axe, so we can head back and begin planning the build. I love this terrain generation. And I love the fact that there's a lot more like flat areas with monstrous mountains. I've been playing on my hardcore world for over 1,000 days now. And I was using the tectonic terrain generation, so it's quite nice to be in something a little bit different. This is the Terralith. I'm pretty sure it's just Terralith. Oh my goodness. There's a massive ravine here. How did I not come across this before? Jeez, dude. Oh my days. Look at this thing. Marvelous. Anyway, no more getting distracted. It's almost night time. We do not have an axe to defend ourselves. So let's make sure we get our little butts all the way back before any bad things happen to us. Hey, there's rooted dirt here. Okay, that's good to know. I love using rooted dirt. Wait, is there a recipe for rooted dirt here? Okay, no, there's not. Just the villagers. Oh, wait, hanging roots in a combiner. Okay, so you can make rooted dirt in the create mod. That is, or I guess that's not create. That was mechanism. Not quite sure what the difference is there. Someone please let me know down below. What the heck is mechanism? Dude, that is a big sun. Why is it so large? And why is it on an angle? Interesting. Alright, it is officially nighttime. Hopefully there's no scary monsters that try and eat us, but I can see my large building right there, way off in the distance. Alrighty, and we are home, but our home is guarded by someone in gold armor, which is slightly concerning, and he has a bow. Oh my days. We might be in a little bit of trouble, ladies and gentlemen. Just gotta dodge him a little bit. Okay, you know what? I do not have the facilities to be fighting that guy right now. I need to get my diamond. I need to make an axe, and now I can. How you doing, mate? Get out of here, champion. No need for that. Oh my days. Is he gonna eat me? Oh, he might eat me. Oh my days. Oh, that was tough. I thought I was a goner there for a second. I'm not gonna lie to you. I had to like properly lock in. So it's time for me to show you exactly what this plank looks like. So fir plank. We take this bad boy and place it down there. It's like a nice grayish, like a light creamy gray. I like that. I think it looks really unique, so I want to build something out of it. I do, however, need to make a mason's workbench, which is going to require some bricks, but I used them all, I think. Now I've got 3 clay balls. Okay, beautiful. I'm going to just smelt them up real quick in the normal furnace. Then I need 2 iron. I need a crafting table, and then I think it's just planks. So I should be able to go like this, and boom. Nope. Okay, it was logs. Okay, I found the recipe right there. But we can craft this bad boy up. We can throw it there, and if we put this in here, look at this. We have a huge range of different things we can turn this plank into. So I'm thinking like a brick, so it doesn't look like wood. I'm just looking for the color right now. The fir plank, the point is for the color. So we have a fir panel. Wait, can I? Okay, I can change them back into whatever. So if you craft them into something else, it doesn't matter. You can just change it after. But we've got this. I don't love that. I don't love it. But it might work. It might actually work. Let's see what else there is. Let's remove this. They kind of look like concrete. So let's try maybe polished fir planks. We can do... Oh, there's an actual brick one. A brick bond fir plank. Then let's try one more. We'll do bricky fir planks. All right. So that's 4 different ones. I don't have to pick one. I can do multiple. So that's the panel. We have this one, which is the polished, which is kind of like the panel, except it doesn't have that weird thing in the middle. Now let's check the... What is this? This is bricky fir planks. Kind of just looks like, well, bricks, right? Just a different color. Then we have brick bond. So let's check this one out. These two are very similar. I kind of like that, but are they too similar? They might be a little bit too similar. Like if I used both of those, they're going to look very much the same, but that might not actually be a bad thing. Let's see if we can combine them just for a little bit of an idea. We'll just mix it up through here. Okay, no, that's kind of nice. Like if you don't pay attention, you probably wouldn't even know there's 2 different things there. I think I'm going to get rid of the fir planks panel. I don't love this one because it's got that weird texture thing. I don't love that. I don't really have much control over that, but these 3 kind of look good. I wonder if I use the polished ones for like either the bottom, like that, or I could do like, imagine there's a window here or something. Bricks on the bottom and then, oh no, hold on, I did the wrong one. Oh, it doesn't matter, same texture. Something like that. Okay, I'm not 100% sure how I'm going to use these. But I think using all 3, these 3 are going to be good. Just get rid of the panels and that's it. The rest should be bloody beautiful, mate. Alrighty, I am absolutely happy. So let me go ahead and turn, I think I can turn these panels back into, what was it? I was doing bricky bond and polished. So I'll just do that. Then over here, I'm going to pretty much just build up an idea, a rough shape for how I want this thing to look. I might throw in some roofs and we'll just see how it looks. So let's just throw it all together and see what we can come up with. So to kick things off, I decided to figure out the front door. I created a huge front door with 2 windows on both sides, creating a nice front. I then moved up, creating a nice second level and added in some acacia log roofs, which topped off the bottom and top floor nicely. I made my way around one side, deciding on a corner roof which had the second floor wrap around it, creating a unique shape. Once I got to the rear of the build, I built up a nice shape and created a door identical to the front door to make the space easy to move through. I built up the walls and decided on the shape for the roof. Now that I had half of the build planned, it was easy for me to replicate this on the other side since it was a symmetrical build, so I went through and copied over what I had already done onto the other side. It became very obvious that I had nowhere near enough acacia logs, so I farmed some up before using the new logs I had just got to fill in as much of the roof as I could. Now, this house probably to you looks a little bit horrible, and don't worry, it does to me too. However, what I've done here is created the basic shape that I want to follow. And I have a trick up my sleeve which is going to make this the most detailed build I have ever put together. Now, I don't want to spoil it for you just now because we have more important matters to attend to. As an example, this iron farm needs to be fixed, alright? We need to get rid of it and we need to build a better one. Now, the processing of the iron is going to be within this building with the train line running right through the middle of it to collect supplies and take it wherever it needs to go. Not sure how I'm going to do that just yet, but I have an idea in mind. But over to this side of the building, I plan to dig this down once again and create a mine which is extracting some ores and stuff out of the ground and bringing it towards the building on conveyor belts. However, I'm sure you can tell, obviously the roof is not done. I ran out of acacia very quickly, so I've been planting these trees hoping that they grow. So while I do take care of the business up here with all the terraforming that I need to do, I am going to be trying to collect as many of these as I can, just slowly replanting them as I go. Now, in order to make the better iron farm, there's quite a few things I need, including one thing which I've never made before, which is a crushing wheel, which requires mechanical crafting. I have never done this, I have no idea how to do this, but this is how we make a mechanical crafter, and allegedly I need 21 of these. So I need to craft up these and, okay, how do we do this again? Okay, I need rose quartz, which is redstone, and nether quartz with the sandpaper. I have made this before, so it shouldn't be too difficult. It is a lot more intimidating than it looks, trust me. I thought it was very intimidating at first as well, but we have 16 nether quartz. I think that actually might be enough. And thankfully we do have a ton of redstone, so let's go ahead and craft up the rose quartz. Oh my goodness, do I even need that many? I need 7, I think, because one makes 3 of those like automatic crafting machines. So I should only need 7. I have sandpaper too somewhere. Let's quickly find that. I honestly can't even remember what the sandpaper looks like, so I might not have it. Okay, I could be blind, but I can't see sandpaper anywhere. But crafting it is as easy as sand and paper. Believe it or not, sandpaper's made with sand and paper, okay? Chuck the rose quartz in and then just polish it like this. And there we go. Now that's all done. Now we need brass casings. Oh, goodness me. How do we make that again? How do we make brass? Ah, that's right. We had to mix zinc and copper, which is this machine here, right? Now, how do I need coal, I think. See, I think I'm getting the hang of this thing. So I do that. Yep. Then I need copper. I need zinc. I've already got it. Then I basically just chuck these in here, right? Just like that. And then I simply just, hold on. Wait. I just put this on that, right? Okay, I think that's all I need to do. Wait, I might not even need that much. I only need 7. Okay, I've made a lot more brass than I actually need, because that's not really the end of the world. 10 brass ingots. Okay, beautiful. And I assume that's just the same as normal. Do I just right click the brass ingot on like a stripped log? Like that? Yes, it is. Nice and easy. Look at us. I'm not even using any tutorials for this. I'm just figuring it out myself. That's not usually how things go around here. Usually I'm pretty bad at this stuff, but I think I'm really starting to get a hang of this whole create mod thing. It's certainly becoming a lot easier for me to kind of grasp. Now I think the only thing I need is the crafting table. So let's make 7 of those like that. And then we got the polished rose quartz. We got that and we got that and it didn't work. What am I missing? Oh, okay. Hold on. I missed a step. Don't worry. I need to turn the rose quartz into thingy-mabobs. I need to turn them into the sheets. So just chuck 7 of those. I don't know how many that was. And get absolutely cranking. And that should be it. Nope, never mind. Need 2 more. Boom. Okay. Now I should be able to go plop, plop, boom. Done, and done. Beautiful. 21. Alrighty. Now I need to figure out how on earth to use this, because I have no idea. I'm pretty sure I need a wrench as well. How do we make a wrench? Okay, that's not too bad. There we go. I need a cogwheel. I'm pretty sure I remember how to make this, right? It's like this, right? Oh, hold on. Is it the other way around? Like that? Okay, no, I'm gonna need to search it up. I'm getting there, okay? Maybe I'm not quite there yet. I was a shaft. I should have known that. I do not have any shafts, so... Well, do I even have andesite alloy? I don't think I do. But I do have andesite, so I can make andesite alloy. Now, I definitely need to fix up my crafting, because apparently if you do it automatically, you get more. So that's something I need to fix. But I think that should be... Oh my goodness. Do I need like regular planks maybe? Oh my goodness, why do I keep messing this up? Oh, it's a stick. Oh my days, what am I doing? All right, we have a wrench. So, don't quite know what to do with this now. I do know I need a water wheel though, which I can easily craft just like that. Then let's go ahead and build this inside here somewhere. Can we just build it here? I think we can. Oh no, we can't have it against the wall because then that's just gonna not work. So I need to go water wheel here. chuck in the water right there. Oh my days. Okay, like that. Now I just got to build these, right? Just like that. Okay, so I have no idea how all these work, but let's just give it a go. Do they just have to point into each other? I seriously have no idea. Is it like that? I need a bunch of andesite alloy, some planks, and stone. So we'll make that. Then I just throw these into these auto crafters like that. Then the planks, and then the stone. Okay, so I just pondered using that ponder thing, using the W key, whatever. I could have had it against the back wall, which I think I will still do. So we'll smack all of these in here. Then I should be able to have the water wheel right here. Hold on. I have the water wheel here, just like that. I know it's probably not the best, but you got to deal with it. All right, I'm sorry. I haven't really got much of a choice here. I will definitely get a better setup for this eventually, but right now, oh, it's overstressed. What does that mean? I just need to make another cogwheel, maybe? Or does it need to be a large cogwheel? I have a feeling it's just got to be a large one, right? Just get the large boy up in there. I should be able to chuck this like right here, right? Hold on, I might need to move it forward one. Man, this is really not the best place to be doing this. I'm so sorry. It probably looks horrible. Oh my days. Okay, right. So I can just do this now, right? And that works. So now I just need all of these to lead to the edge like that. Then I can throw in all the andesite alloy, then the andesite, and then the planks. Oh God, what have I done? Oh no, is it working? No, it's working. Okay. Fingers crossed this doesn't break. I hope I did it right. It's very slow. Oh man. It looks like it's working. I think it is. 10 years later. Come on, man. That definitely looks like a wheel to me. Or a crusher. It looks like it's like the right recipe to me. Oh my days. Come on. Please. And it was a... I don't know what just happened. What the heck? Wait, where are they going? It worked. Oh my days, I just had a heart attack. I thought I did something wrong. Everything was just disappearing. I just clicked it. Let's go. Hey, we got 2 crushing wheels. I believe that's the hardest thing. Everything else we've already got because, I mean, they're just larger components. Or I guess more components that we've already used. So pretty much the same stuff here. I just needed a better crusher because the millstone wasn't going to do it. But the crushing wheel will. Oh man, you have no idea how happy I am to have these things so easily. I was worried that it was going to be impossible to get, but we did it. So now all that's left to do is go ahead and do the terraforming. Then I can start building up the contraption. So let's go ahead and get that done right now. Out of everything I have ever built in any game, this is definitely my most proud moment. I think this looks so cool, but obviously we're going to make it better. This is just all the mechanics of it. I love how the cobblestone just flies off the conveyor belt into this one and it goes in and flies into these crushers here. And it goes up there and look, the inside right now, it's not the best. I know it's pretty pathetic, but we are generating a crazy amount of iron. I'm not collecting the flint anymore. I feel like it's just a waste of space. So now we just have a double chest of iron slowly filling up. And this has only been on for a couple minutes now, and it's generating so much more than what we were generating before. Now, obviously, the speed is a lot faster. I was able to figure out how to speed it up using the adjustable chain gear shifts. So, obviously, this design uses a lot of the adjustable chain gear shifts and the encased chain drive. That's because those are two things that I only just found out about, and using those to make this machine was so much better. Now, there is a little bit of an issue with the cobblestone, like not fully going exactly where it should be. Like it keeps dropping everywhere. I think I can fix that if I like just adjust this slightly. If I place like cobblestone here instead. I was trying to make it look aesthetic, but obviously if the cobblestone is just jumping out, it's not really going to help. But we've gone from 1 cobblestone generator all the way up to 8. So in my mind, that should technically make this like 8 times more efficient, right? At least that's kind of what I'm thinking, because it is generating an insane amount of this cobblestone. But I think that's the issue of it just kind of dropping everywhere fixed now. So that should go exactly where it is supposed to. But yeah, pretty much it just links all the way through, jumps up over there, goes through the crushers, ends up in this section here. Obviously this bit here, I want to eventually make an extension where if I want to like collect some cobblestone, I can just have the cobblestone come through so it skips the crusher part. But I mean, I think it's so cool. There's still a lot that I need to do, especially on the interior part. I want to create an actual factory where maybe I'm like automatically crafting up a lot of things using iron, especially train tracks. But I'm not sure if I'm going to do that in this factory. I want to make another dedicated factory for train tracks, I think. But I can connect them together. I think that'd be awesome. But before we go ahead and decorate this thing and make it actually look good, I think it's time that we focused on the house. So it's time to show you my plan to make this the most aesthetic and detailed build I have ever created. So the very first thing that we need to do to make this thing look good is a brand new thing that I'm going to be trying out, which includes using zinc. Now, when I was exploring this farm here, I was looking at these copycat panels. And if I quickly grab some logs, the fir logs in particular, I should also grab my wrench, wherever I put that. There it is. Now, when you right click a copycat panel, the copycat panel becomes that block. So finding this out, this got me thinking. Now, I did some research and found out there's a huge range of different copycat items, which can be used to pretty much create anything you can think of. And now these copycat vertical slices, let me go ahead and grab a bunch of those. I guess 3, almost 4 stacks. As an example for what's possible, if I place that there, I can expand this as much as I want up to a full block. So I'm sure you could probably already see the possibilities with this. Simply creating something like that. I mean, that doesn't look good, right? But once you chuck the logs in there as well, it's looking better, but we can change it so it faces the correct way. We just got to click it again twice. And there we go. We just created a beam and that looks insane. So I'm sure you can see the level of complexity that you can get to with this stuff. And this is only one of the copycat items. There is a huge range. Just creating panels like that, I mean, that looks fantastic. I can even create little lines just around the edge of this window frame here, doing the exact same thing. There's also regular horizontal copycat slices, so I'll make some of those as well. So I can create some barriers around the top and the bottom. And there we go, that window has a frame around it. So just comparing this window here to this one here, dude, what a difference. Oh my days. This is by far the most excited I have been for anything. Not only have we now unlocked just a huge range of blocks with this mod pack, but we can do literally anything you could think of. I really don't think there's any limitations now. I've been super excited to build everything as aesthetically as possible, and now having access to just create literally any kind of shape I can even imagine, it just changes it even more. Like, just have a look at that. Obviously, these colors are very similar. We're using the fir logs against fir planks. So, I mean, it's not crazy. It's not crazy at all. But there's another thing for me to show you. You can get these things called zinc layers, which is this. Sorry, copycat layers. So, you can pretty much place these just the same as the little slices, and you can click on them to expand them. And I'm pretty sure it's like 1/8 of a block. So the level of detail you can get with these is remarkable. So something like this, if you have a look at my build over here, you can see generally I'll like throw leaves on the edge because I like that overgrown look. I really love it. I use it all the time. I've even used it here. Now let's go ahead and grab some oak leaves. I have a bunch left over from my previous build. You can even see I've used the oak leaves on that build there, but using these copycat layers, let's see what we can do with this. So having these very thin, we can just turn them into leaves. And what a difference, man. That looks so good. Instead of having like massive blocks, we just have leaves. Oh my goodness, man. Look at this. I can't even explain how amazing this is. Like, this is phenomenal. I can literally do anything. I can have it dripping off the top like that. Man. You can even just throw in some like little copycat slices like that. Have like leaves just hanging off the top. Oh my days. Ladies and gentlemen, I think we've found the one thing that is literally going to change my entire life. I don't know, once I like figure out how to properly use these stuff, I really don't know if I'm going to be able to go back to normal Minecraft. There's one more thing I want to try. So let me go into my beautiful chest storage over here and let's go bang, bang, bang. Just a stack of each of these. Now, why on earth would I be doing this? Well, I'll show you guys. I'll show you exactly why. Obviously, this entire area is like very flat, so it's probably not going to be the best to kind of show this, but let's just say we do something like this, right? We just throw some of these down like that, right? Looks weird. You get different heights, you can walk up there pretty easily. Let's go ahead and change them to dirt. Do you guys see what that is? Can you see the potential to this? What the heck? I can't even explain in words how insane this is. This is absolutely wild. Even throw in some slices like that. Bang, bop, boom, boom, just like that. I'm not even done. Let me show you one more thing. Throw in some more zinc and we'll grab these copycat buttons, all right? Plop a few of these through here. Turn them into dirt. Little dirt stones. What the heck? We can do anything. We can literally do anything. There is no limit at all. Literally not even a single limit. I can't even begin to explain how insane this is. And I found it out by accident because of this little farm here, which reminds me I can actually get rid of this whole thing. So let's do that. It's kind of just in the way now. And there we go. The farm is completely gone. I do need to fix my storage. Obviously, you can tell that storage is going to be a bit more of an issue since I have all these different things. But it shouldn't be too bad. Shouldn't be too bad at all. I just got to try and keep it nice and clean. Let me just drop everything back off in these chests here that I don't really need. Because before we go crazy on the detailing, I need to check on my farms. I haven't actually checked on the oak farm or the wheat farm at all since building. Alrighty, so the oak farm is completely full. Look at all those oak logs. Oh my days. That is wild. That is an insane amount of oak logs for literally not even needed to do anything. Apples too. So I don't quite know if they're going to be very useful, but I am happy to see them. That is for sure. Now, considering how full the oak tree farm was, I'm a little bit nervous to go and check on the wheat because that one is so much more efficient than the oak farm. And oh, we've got like over 1,000 oak logs. That is wild. That's way too many, man. And I'm sure you can tell, even though we've gone ahead and upgraded this iron barrel, this is nowhere near enough space. This is effectively 4 double chests in here completely full. So obviously that's not good. And these chests are starting to fill up as well. So we're in a little bit of trouble. But let's go ahead and check on our wheat farm. We'll just make sure it's all still running well and collecting exactly what we needed to. Storage is something I'm definitely going to need to get on top of. And it looks like it's full. Oh my goodness. How full is it? Oh, it's bad. The entire thing is just stopped. Oh my days. Okay. How much bone meal have we got? Okay, it's slowly getting up there. I've also resorted to putting all of the straw in there as well. So I'm pretty much not even collecting seeds or straw. I do need to set up a system to be able to do it automatically because I keep having to come over here and, you know, move everything around. It's not very efficient. There's definitely something I need to work on ASAP. But I can also put these oak saplings in here, I think. Let's just double check. Okay, yes, 30% chance. Beautiful. Because we're getting a ton of those. So that should create a lot more bone meal and fingers crossed, this is just gonna not fill up again so quickly. I wonder how full the farms are because obviously they haven't been emptying the chests or the barrels because it's full. Oh, it's not too bad. Not too bad at all. Maybe we'll check this one. Okay, beautiful. If that one's not full, then it should be all sweet. So the potential is very high for this thing. So I guess I should just jump straight into it and see what we can come up with. I'm going to listen to music and I guess I'll see you guys when we have something better to look at. Now, I'm really hoping that this is in fact something better to look at, because this is what the build now looks like. I think it looks pretty nice. I'm not sure how good the time-lapse turned out because I was kind of just running all the way around the build quite a lot. So I hope it looked decent. Now, it's not 100% complete yet. There's still a couple more little bits and bobs I want to add in, but I'm really happy with how this is looking. I think it looks so nice. Having all those minor little beams going through, I think it's phenomenal. I also made these little custom doors here. I think they look so cool. Like, this thing just here is not possible in normal Minecraft. So it's really nice to have that really detailed level of detail that you can get down to. Now inside, I've done a little bit of tidying up. It definitely looks a lot better than it did because it was atrocious. And you can see that looks like glass up there. But if I go into free cam, it's literally just copycat bars with cut deep slate. I thought that was just such a really cool idea, so I think it looks really nice. The roof actually looks pretty nice too, like all the acacia bits. I think it turned out really well. I'm very happy with it. And on the outside, we've got these little iron beams, which are like kind of going across. I think it was a nice little touch to kind of connect them together. But all in all, I'm very happy with how this build is looking. I definitely want to add some more details. As you can see, I've added like a couple spruce buttons in there. I'm going to do something similar to what I did over here. Adding in trapdoors, buttons, and these little iron bars and andesite casings and andesite walls and just little bits and bobs like that. I really like that design, so adding that into here I think is really going to finish it off well. I really like how this little extension over here turned out. I think that looks phenomenal. Now, of course, this still looks pretty horrible. It's really cool how the cobblestone is just jumping around. I really like that. But we need to make it look better, and I know exactly how we're going to achieve that. Before we do, let's check the iron, and what the heck, we already have like 3 stacks of iron ingots. I just need to go ahead and craft it up. So let's make the journey all the way into our base, so I can craft it into iron, then go and collect the rest of the iron nuggets. I should probably set up like a crafting table in here temporarily. I do plan to like go through all my warehouses once I get a bit better at the mod and need like new machines and just fill them out. But as you can see, now we have over 3 stacks of iron, which makes us 21 iron blocks. That is very, very nice. Now actually, do we have any deep slate? I'm pretty sure we do. 230. Okay, that should be a decent amount. We don't have any extra, but the block that I want to use is not regular deep slate. It is the cut deep slate, which should be somewhere in here. Nope. How do we make cut deep slate? Do I need to smelt it into normal deep slate? Maybe? That would really suck if I do. Let's just get one for now so I can test it. Take this deep slate back over to the stone cutter. And yes, it looks like I'm going to need cut deep slate. Oh, sorry, regular deep slate to make the cut. But it's good to know. Look at all these different deep slate options. That is phenomenal. But the cut deep slate, unless there's a different one I can maybe use. Polished deep slate maybe? Man, I don't know. No, we'll go the cut deep slate, because this can just be turned into anything here. Oh, there's polished cut deep slate too. Let's just keep it with the regular cut deep slate, okay? Let's not complicate things just yet. Now, of course, I do have to start smelting this stuff up. I haven't really got a huge amount anyway. I'm really hoping I'm going to have enough. I don't really know if I will, but we're going to have to cross our little fingers. We'll just turn it all to cut deep slate, and then for now, we'll just make a bunch of cut deep slate stairs, because I'll show you what I want to do. I want to create some kind of custom casing for this whole thing using like these stairs and try and make it seem like, you know, it's supposed to be here. Like it all works together. That's what I want to do. I don't know if I actually love the cut deep slate though, but I guess it's might be a little bit too late to change our mind. So let's just keep it like this for now. Let's just see if there's even more. Please be ready. Okay, we got a decent amount this time. So we can actually make some difference. Make a bunch of these cut deep slate stairs. Maybe I'll just make a bunch of regular cut deep slate as well, because I believe these copycat layers are going to become very, very beneficial, especially for this. For something, for example, like this, I can just chuck that on and then have like a little wrap around it to completely hide it, encase it. Just like that. You can't even see it. Oh my goodness. But I also want to somehow add like the metal girders over here that I used here, I think they look so good. So I want to create more of those to use in the contraption or the design of the farm. And to craft them, it just requires a couple iron sheets and andesite alloy. So extremely easy for us to craft. And I mean, considering how fast our farm is now, I really don't think we're ever going to have a problem with iron again. So I can just craft a bunch of these iron sheets straight away. Definitely should get a machine for this. That's probably one of the first machines I might try and create. Within the brand new warehouse that we've just crafted, I think getting something to automatically do this for us would be fantastic. Because not only is it slow, but it's extremely hungerisome. Hungerisome? I don't even know what that word is. I just created a word, hungerisome, okay? You know what? It's a thing now. Makes us very hungry, but it just takes so much time and it's just annoying to do. So it's something I need to try and fix. But thankfully for us, these metal girders craft 8 for just this. So pretty easy to get a bunch of them, which is great because I really like the aesthetic of them. Very industrial. And I really like how this build has turned out. It's still not completely done. There's a lot more I want to do to it, but I'm very happy with how it is now. Now I can actually connect that there and build that up like that. Just one high. Maybe I'll do the same thing over here just to match it up. Go like that. And then we might turn this. Hey, no, come back. Where did it go? Oh my goodness. Almost stole my stair from me. Crazy work. Let's try and not have that happen again. Do something like that. And to shape this side off, just go with the layer block and a cut deep slate like that. Beautiful. All right, let's fix up this ugly stone brick or cobblestone. Add in a couple layers like that. It's a little bit nicer. It's not perfect. I guess it's a bit of a design flaw on my part for having this come out one extra block, but I didn't really want to have them identical. I thought that would be weird. So there's definitely no regrets there. I'll go something like that. Maybe we'll just chuck a girder here as well. I don't know, maybe that's too much. I kind of like it. Now there was like an acacia window rod or something that I saw. Let me see if I can find it right here. The curtain rod. Very easy to craft. So let's quickly do that. I think a little bit of orange in there when it's all black is going to be such a nice touch and it's going to stand out and be kind of unique. That's what we really want to go for here. So where's my acacia logs? Got a bunch. We have sticks literally everywhere. And okay, I definitely don't need that much. Let's just go with 45 for now. All right, we'll keep it conservative. Now, how's this doing? Pretty decent. It's almost all done. Need a bit more coal in that one, but that's fine. Now, these acacia curtain rods, I reckon, can I like place them along here maybe? Like that, on both sides. To like give it a bit of an outline. Okay, that's a bit too far. Hold on. Go like that. You know, I think that works. I think that works well. Can even maybe chuck one at the start and zooming out. You know, that acacia just helps a little bit. Helps identify that little conveyor belt in the middle. I like that. It's nice. And I still don't know if I'm completely sold on the cut deep slate. Hey, no. Come back. Goodness me. Oh, I did it again. Oh my days. Okay, but this is pretty much what I'm going to do. I'm going to go through the rest of this conveyor belt system, see what I can put together. For example, over here, what I'm thinking, having these metal girders here, I think it's just going to make sense, you know? I think it's going to look nice. Having these things just connect through. Maybe I've used a bit too much, but hey, you get the idea. But yeah, I'm going to pretty much go through, try and get this done. And we'll see how it's looking once I get this entire thing encased in a bit of deep slate. Maybe I'll even do a little bit of landscaping, get it looking a bit nicer, and we'll see how it looks when that's all done. So enjoy the time lapse. Hopefully this one's a little bit better than the last one. And here we have the finished product. I think now that I've added this road in and also the dirt in front, as well as a little bit of extra detail just around, I think it really fits in. Now there's still a little bit of messing around that I need to do, especially between these two builds. I don't love how they are, especially with the back of this. It's pretty boring. So I'm going to fix that up. I'm also going to add in the other minor details to this build here. But the iron farm is completely done and I think it looks fantastic. This is the closest thing you can get to a train in Minecraft. At least it was, until we got the create mod. So in today's video, we're going to take trains in Minecraft to a whole new level by building the ultimate train line, as well as a fully functional train. Of course, using the power of the create mod. Now before we do that, there is something I must do first. Currently, this is our pickaxe, and as you can see, it is dreadful. And if we're going to be making a massive train line, we need a lot of resources. So we need to get an upgraded version of the pickaxe. And this is a portable drill, which is obviously much better. Except it does require quite a few things to get running. Now, the very first item on our list is, of course, some obsidian. And right now, the best way for me to get this is to head up to the volcano with a water bucket. So we'll just get our water down and start mining it up. I don't quite know how much I need. I'm probably going to grab about 20, but this is going to take some time. Alright, the 20 obsidian has been secured. Let's head back home. Now, I must turn this obsidian into some obsidian dust. I'm going to start by only turning 10 obsidian into obsidian dust, just in case I don't need this much. And we just got to throw it into these crushing wheels and wait for it to do its thing. Any second now. Here it goes. You can see the obsidian getting crushed down, and we get some dust and some obsidian back. We only lost one obsidian. Okay, so I didn't actually need to get that much. Oh my days. I guess at least we have a bunch of obsidian remaining. So I'm going to throw this stuff right through the crusher again. In fact, I'm going to do all 19 because I know I'm going to get a lot of it back anyway. Just make sure to get this cobblestone in there. We don't want to be collecting that. And let's see how much dust we get from this one. And it is now crushing down. And we get 15 obsidian back. Oh my goodness, we turned 5 obsidian into 29 powdered obsidian. Beautiful. Alrighty, let's go ahead, chuck this in our backpack temporarily. And let's create the machine that is going to turn the powdered obsidian into some sturdy sheets. And of course, I threw the stuff in there thinking it wouldn't work. I mean, considering how much of a challenge that was, trust me, it was as hard as it looked. I thought that I could just build this really quickly, considering I kind of knew exactly how it would work, but connecting all the machines up together was a lot trickier than I was expecting. But as you can see, we are able to make the sturdy sheets now. All I have to do is throw on the obsidian dust at the end. This conveyor belt is going to go to this thingamajiggy here, spit out some lava onto the top of the obsidian, which turns it into whatever that is. Then it comes up to this mechanic press here, and extremely slowly it will lower down and absolutely smash that thing just like that. And then it's going to turn into something slightly different. But as you can see, once it gets hit again a second time, it becomes these sturdy sheets. And then boom, now we have 3. So I'm pretty happy with this. I think I did a decent job. The only issue is I don't have any lava left. That's now empty, and it took me 2 buckets of lava, obviously because that's all I could grab, to make 4. And I have a bunch more to make. So in order to do that, I am going to need to get more lava. But the very last thing that I want to be doing is traveling back and forth 100 times. So instead of doing that, I'm going to make a couple more buckets just to make the trip a little less tedious. And I should have a bunch of iron. Look at this, 29 iron block, which means I'm going to be able to make up a total of 6 extra buckets. So that's going to save me a ton of time. We dump everything else back up in here that I don't really need. And let's head all the way back up to the volcano to collect even more lava. And as quick as that, we're already here. Let's go ahead and fill up all 8 lava buckets with, of course, lava. And head back to fill up that machine. Now, filling up this machine is not the best. Obviously, I've got a really weird setup going. I just basically put it in there. That's going to suck it all up. And I put in the next one. And slowly but surely, it's going to fill into there. You can see the fluid tank in the top. The lava is slowly increasing, just like that. But of course, it's going to go straight into the spout, which is also going to fill up. Now, of course, I'm going to be chucking these bits of obsidian dust in there while I kind of do my thing and slowly suck up this obsidian. I don't know why it's taking so long. There we go. And I'm going to keep doing that until we have all of the obsidian dust turned into these sturdy sheets. And of course, the lava all sucked up. And we have the last 2 going through the assembly line slowly but surely. I did actually have to go and collect another 8 buckets of lava, but we have a little bit of spare. We didn't need the entire extra 8 buckets, but now we have all of these sturdy sheets ready to go. Now, what did I even need these for? Well, it turns out I only really needed 12, but having some extra is definitely going to be helpful because I need some copper and a bunch of barrels. Now, unfortunately, I do need to turn these into copper sheets using our very primitive hand crank machine press, but it's definitely a lot faster than using the other machine. Then I need to create 2 of these to make some fluid tanks. Then I can go ahead and do this to make a small fueling tank. In fact, I can make 2 of these. Bang, bang. Then I can take the small fueling tank because as you can see, it only has 800 fuel capacity. But if I go ahead and chuck some more in there, I can make a medium one, which has 1600. And then I can do that a third and final time to make a large one, which has a massive 3200 fuel capacity, which is obviously 4 times more than a small tank. So making some large tanks is definitely going to be helpful. Now, of course, I'll explain what these tanks are used for a little bit later, because first I need to make some other tanks. Now, fortunately, I do only need to make another 4 copper sheets. I accidentally made 5, my bad. Then I'm going to make another 2 of these fluid tanks. Then I can turn the fluid tank into a small filling tank. And then we have the exact same thing, just using copper ingots this time to make a medium tank, and then the medium tank to make a large tank. So now we have 2 large fueling tanks and 2 large filling tanks. Now, just in case you've never played this, the filling tank holds water while the fueling tank holds lava. The only thing remaining to make is the portable drill, which requires a brass drill head, which is fairly simple to make. Then I need some cogwheels, brass ingots, and a steam engine, which I've never made before, so I'm gonna have to figure that out. I don't think I need to make 4 deployers. I'm pretty sure I can just swap it through each, but I've never done this, so enjoy the time lapse of me figuring out what the hell I'm doing. Alright, this was actually a lot easier than I was expecting. In fact, I think I got it second go. I just needed to make sure I had a depot. That was my only mistake. But this is the final time, and after this we should have a complete engine, just like that. Beautiful. So of course I've already made the brass drill head, so I simply require 2 small cogwheels, which I might have. Yes, I do. Beautiful. Then I go bang, bang, like that, and then like that. And we have the portable drill. Oh my days. That is amazing. Now this is not going to work. As you can see, if I try and break this, it takes forever. I mean, that's gravel. Look at this stone. Okay, look at this. Taking forever. In order for this to work, I need to go ahead and get a large filling tank and fill it up with some water. So let's swim down here and just try and fill it up as much as possible. I mean, I really don't know how else to do this. Just go underwater and fill it in. And now if I hold the portable drill in my hand, you can see the bar of the large filling tank. The water is slowly going down and the water for this is going up. So as long as I hold the portable drill in my hand, that is going to go up. Of course, as I use the portable drill, it's going to consume water and fuel. So that's why I decided to get 2 filling tanks and fueling tanks, because it means we're going to have a lot more durability without having to refill as much. So now water is completely full, I think. Yes, but that's not going to change anything. It's still going to be super slow because I need to get some fuel, which is of course going to be lava. So let's head into the nether. Let's try not to die. Why is there a zombie in here? What the heck? Get out of here, mate. Another zombie. What on earth? See you, mate. I somehow need to get down there without dying. Okay. This is going to be a little bit trickier than I thought. I should probably dig down near where the portal is to make it a little bit easier. Why is there even another zombie? Bro, this is not your dimension, man. Get out of here. I don't love my chances here. I don't quite know how I'm going to be able to get down, but I guess we're just going to try and dig a little bit of a tunnel. And of course, we missed it, but it looks like maybe if I go a little bit further, we could be okay. I'm creating a really wonky tunnel right now, but it's working, I think. We're getting lower and lower, and I think we might have access to the ocean, or the lava ocean, very soon. Hold on, where are we? Okay, we're kind of getting there. And we hit a little bit of a pocket again, so we got to keep digging a straight tunnel. Oh my days. Maybe we just build over here. That might be the play. That's kind of the only option, to be honest with you. But I think now we should have easy access, right? This might actually be a little bit easier than walking all the way to the volcano. Kinda wish I thought about this before, especially because the volcano has very limited lava. But I think we might just about be here. I wonder if we're gonna just eventually drain this entire lava lake or ocean. That would be crazy. One more and we're there. Look at this, beautiful. Now I can just go bang, 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 bang. Just take all the lava from this lava ocean. Oh my days. It's not really making much of a dent, is it? I was thinking the entire thing was just gonna disappear. So let's quickly fill up the portable drill. As you can see, now the fuel is filling up. We're gonna have 1,600. Plus, of course, we're gonna have the 3,200 in both tanks. But once this is fully done, I should be able to break the netherrack very quickly. Oh my days, look at that. Oh my goodness. Oh man, that is crazy. That is insane. Holy smokes, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my days. Let's go ahead and fill both these tanks up. I vow to drain this entire ocean one day. This thing is just gonna be gone. Anyway, let's head all the way back. Now, real quick, I'm sure you can tell we're only breaking one block. It's kind of just a fast pickaxe right now. And in the intro, you saw it breaking 9 blocks with a single break. So how do we do that? Well, there's an enchantment we need to get. Yes, this thing can, in fact, be enchanted. But we can't just put it in an enchanting table. Oh my days. Oh my days. Why is there a creeper in there? I almost lost my entire thing. Holy smokes, that was crazy. Don't. Just please die. Thank you. Oh my days. What is he doing in here? That should be illegal. What the heck? I need to get more light in here. That is for sure. Let me do that now. Because I do not want to have to deal with that again. That scared the daylights out of me. There's an otter in here too. Oh my goodness. Alright, that should be a little bit better. Now, I don't think I can put this in the enchanting table. Let's just quickly find out. Okay, no, it doesn't work. So the way we get this enchantment, I believe, is through enchanting book, which I have one of. I definitely should have more. Okay, let me make some more using this canvas. And do I have sugarcane somewhere? Not really. Let me go collect some. And bang, 22 books. That should be enough. Oh, hold on. I can make a couple more just in case. I have no idea how many tries this is going to take, but we have 25 levels and I'm almost certain I can get it with a level 1 enchant. So let's throw these bad boys in here. Piercing 1, nope. Piercing 1 again, nope. I should probably check the other 2 as well. Hellfire and impact 1, that's not what we're looking for. Digging, oh yes. Oh my days, that was easy. Why was that so easy? Literally only needed that 1 enchant. And now I can go bang and then, where is it? Bang. Oh my days, we already have it. I don't think there's anything else I can put in there. I'm not sure if Silk Touch or Efficiency work on this. I don't really care right now. We can find that out a bit later because I am so excited to actually give this a go because I have been dealing with this pickaxe for so long without wasting a second of time. Let's go ahead and try this out. Of course, over where we're going to be building our rail. Right here. Oh my days, that is phenomenal. You guys have no idea how happy I am to be having something like this. This is just so phenomenal. It's definitely going to just make working on any area 100 times better. I do need to fix up this shovel. This shovel's basically dead. Don't ask me why I don't have mending yet. I have no idea. But man, you can see I'm pretty sure 1 bit of fuel and 1 bit of water is required to break 1 block. So technically we have a durability of like 6,000. That is crazy. But now it is time to make the special rails because obviously we can't use normal Minecraft rails. We have to use the create ones, which are made a little bit differently. So to make train tracks, we need a smooth stone slab, we need an iron or zinc nugget, and we need to do it twice. Now I don't think we have any stone remaining, do we? We have 64, okay, that might be enough. We can make 124 slabs, so surely that's enough, right? Instead of turning the blocks of iron back into nuggets, I'm going to go check my iron farm and see what's going on. Let's see how much iron we've got for doing nothing. Oh my days, look at that. That is what I love to see, ladies and gentlemen. Now, in order to make a train track, I don't think it's going to be smart to do this by hand. I definitely will need to make a machine for this, but let's go ahead and try it out. I just want to see how possible it is. Look at that. Bang, bang. Okay, it's not going to do both. I have to just sit here and do this like that. I need to find a better way. Let's just grab those for now. As you can see, we have an incomplete track. So let's collect those. For some reason, they don't stack. So that is slightly annoying. All right, I'm going to need to have a little bit more inventory space. I don't know if I'm doing this right. Oh, hey, buddy. We have zombies in the nether and we have pigmen in the overworld. Okay, that makes sense. All right, let's try that again. I don't know why this isn't working. How many times do you need to do this? Process in press. Oh, okay. Hold on a second. So I need to do the deployer and then I need to do this like that, right? And then I'm definitely going to need to make a better machine for this. There's no way I can do this with our current setup. But there we go. We have our very first train track. And I guess let's go ahead and chuck these ones on as well. That's our second train track. And yes, this is not going to be possible unless I create an actual dedicated machine for this. But let's go ahead and try out these train tracks just to make sure they look good. And if I just chuck these through here, oh my days, look at that. That is a train track, ladies and gentlemen. These make the regular Minecraft train tracks or rails look pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. Look at that. Oh my days. That is just so beautiful. You love to see it, man. You really love to see it. All right, let me figure out how to make a train track machine, and I'll see you guys when we've got that done. And here we have it. We have the machine, although I've literally just realized that I've put these in wrong. They're facing the complete wrong way. So let me quickly remove these and let's try that again. I think like that. There we go. All right, now it's working. Beautiful. Now, obviously, I had the ingenious idea of connecting it to the iron farm, which completely overstressed the system. I think because of the mechanical press, maybe, but I don't really know. But all I did was, where is it? Over here. I simply just added in another 2 large water wheels. So now we have a ton spinning around. But the reason I did that was because if I didn't connect it to this system, then I would have had to figure out how to make it go even faster. And I'm not really ready to do that right now. I already did that with this, and it was a very easy connection in the floor over in the corner. So as you can see, I've also tidied it up a little bit and tried to make it as good looking as possible. But I haven't actually tried the machine out just yet. Fingers crossed that all goes well. I don't really have any idea why it wouldn't, because it worked in my creative world. Obviously, I tested this in the creative world first to make sure that it was all sweet, because I really had no idea what I was doing. Okay, hold on. I can fix this with a wrench, right? Yes or no? Come on, please don't make this harder than it has to be. Brother, this was literally working. You're kidding me, mate. I'm not quite sure why this is not working. And after a tiny bit of testing, it turns out because it doesn't register the spruce chest as a chest because it's a custom chest. So instead, I should just do this and then that should work, right? Yes, look at that. Because it's a normal hopper. So I believe that's why that works. But now we also have that problem here. So let's quickly make up another hopper just like that. And that should work, right? Okay, beautiful. It's not super elegant, but I mean, it's what we've got. And I can probably grab this and just smack this bad boy right there. And it works. Look how quickly that's doing it. Oh my days. Obviously, I've got these at the top so I can hopefully funnel it into these. And it looks like it's working beautiful. It should fill both of them up with the iron nuggets that I just literally grabbed from here. Smack them bad boys in there. And we have basically unlimited train tracks. Beautiful. Look at this filling up really fast. The only thing I don't actually have is the slabs. But I do have some slabs in here. There's 64. Bit more stone, some more slabs. Okay, we have another 3 stacks of stone slabs. So let me go ahead and fill that hopper in real quick. Just like that. Man, look at this. This is amazing. This is technically the first, like, factory machine that I've made. Oh my goodness, there's a thunderstorm. Scary, scary. But this is literally the very first factory or assembly line that I've made. And I'm very happy with this. I think this is phenomenal. I think it looks decent. I didn't really know how else to detail it. I just threw in some deep slate, kind of like I did with this machine here. I guess it kind of makes sense considering that, you know, it's the same factory and this one doesn't really fit in, but this one definitely does. Although the lighting is not the best. Let's fix that. Just smack a torch there. Oh my days. Hey buddy. How you doing, champion? Get out of here, mate. Get out of here, mate. Smack in some torches, and I mean, it's not great. It's definitely not great, but it's better. However, the good thing is we have a ton of train tracks, so I can go ahead and quickly add these in. at least into the space which is ready for them, which is of course this massive long line here. Let's get these bad boys right up in here, all the way up to the start of this little tunnel there. Oh my days, this just looks so much better. Now how do I connect this? Do I just go like this, and then from here I go like this maybe? Oh god. Oh no, what am I doing? Maybe I start from this side. Maybe I start from here. Nope, maybe I have to go... Where do I start from? Oh my days, this is difficult. I go like that? Okay. Oh, look at that. That fits in perfect. Well, almost perfect. I think I did a good job for that, all things considered. And then, you know what? We might as well slap these bad boys right through here. Up to... We'll give a little bit of a gap. Maybe here? Dude, look at that. Obviously, zooming out, that just looks phenomenal. Seeing the train tracks finally in here just makes the whole area seem so much more finished, or at least in production, if that makes sense. But that is literally only the beginning. I still need to build and design this tunnel, as well as create the trains. So let's get started on that right now. Wasting no time, I got straight to work on creating some super detailed stonework to make the tunnel look beautiful. I used a tremendous amount of copycat panels and slices to get super in depth. I then made my way to the nether to collect some glowstone, which would be my go-to light source for the entire tunnel. Next, I needed to figure out where the tunnel would go, so I laid down some tracks to get an idea for how they would bend and fit in, and then dug out an outline into the earth around the tracks to ensure that they would fit. I then removed the tracks so that I could excavate. I dug down the entire marked out area to the same height that the start of the tunnel was at to make it easy to move forward, and then got to work on replacing the floor with some cobblestone variants and rails along the sections of the tunnel which would remain flat. I then had the genius idea to add the increase into the curve because I love making my life hard. I got the rails in and then graded the underside using copycat panels to make it seem as though the rails were laid on top of them perfectly. I then realized that smelting cobblestone into stone was not a healthy option, so I created a super smelter using an encased fan, and this thing is absolutely nuts. I don't know why I didn't make one sooner. I then got to work on expanding the tunnel, adding the same details in along the walls and roof that I had planned before, and continued to the first junction where I decided on creating a larger room which I think was a little bit more realistic. And of course, because there was no way I was going to be able to make the curve look good with all the details I had settled on for the rest of the tunnel. I am actually surprised with how good this bit turned out. I think it looks epic. Now, I would love to continue building this, but I am completely out of zinc, which means I need to get more if I do want to finish this. Not quite sure what I'm going to do on this increase here, but we can figure that out. You can see that this goes straight through here, so eventually this is going to lead to somewhere. Not quite sure where it's going to go just yet, but it'll definitely go somewhere. I've made a little curve here which goes around, and once again there's another straight line which can eventually lead to somewhere. Right now it just kind of abruptly ends, but you've got this other curve which is going to lead all the way around to this very top section here, which will continue off straight in that direction. Super sorry to whoever lives in those two houses. They're obviously not going to be there for long. I've already given their eviction notice, alright? I've given them some time, but they won't be there for long, that is for sure. Of course, the very top of this area looks a bit whack right now. Obviously, that's not going to be permanent. We're going to fix that up. But my main priority right now is getting some zinc. So I think let's go ahead and quickly make up some extra iron armor. How much is in here? Oh my days. And this thing fills up quick now. I've also got a temporary chest here. I've also got temporary chests over on the other side too. I've got temporary chests starting everywhere now. This is bad. But these are the only copycat things that I have. I need a ton of zinc to be able to get the rest of the layers, which is just not possible right now. So I need to go down and mine for it. But fortunately, look how much iron we get just from that. I can quickly craft up a bunch of extra armor just to make sure we're safe, because this is definitely going to break. Oh my days, of course. Oh, and there's a creeper. I guess that zombie was giving me a warning. That would have sucked if that creeper came up and exploded me, man. What a scary guy. Is he coming? Oh, he's at the door. Get out of here, mate. Get out of here. Get out of here. Go. Alright. I guess thank you to that zombie for giving me a little bit of a warning. Alrighty, let's head down into the mines. Alrighty, we're in the mines. I have my Fulbright on just so you guys can see a little bit easier. But I'm pretty much just going to go through and harvest up a bunch of this zinc ore as much as I can get. Fortunately, we do have Fortune 3 now, so we should be able to collect quite a lot of this stuff. I mean, 22 just from that single vein. Oh, nope, 23, even better. But actually, while I'm here, I do need more andesite. I'm going to grab a bunch of this. With this portable drill now, this is just so unbelievably effortless. I don't even need to worry about this ever again. Like, look at that. 2.5 stacks of andesite in seconds. Ladies and gentlemen, this is an absolute dream. I literally don't have to ever worry about andesite ever again. I mean, just look at this. Just so good, so perfect, so amazing. I can even harvest up this coal super fast. Look at that. Dude, oh my days. Look, we have a vein of iron here, gone in seconds. Oh man, I wish I got this thing earlier. It's fun just using it because of the way it works. Okay, I've got to stop. This is way too much fun. Oh my goodness, look at this. Dude, this is the best thing I've ever gotten in Minecraft. This is so much fun. Okay, I gotta stop. I'm wasting all of my inventory, but look how much andesite we just got. Dude, that is nuts. All right, where's the cave? I need the cave for zinc. What am I doing? Oh, looks like we're gonna be in a bit of a predicament. Why do I only have 4 bread? That's a bit dumb. Now I have 2 bread. Even better. Come here, mate. Get out of here. Alrighty, zinc. No more distractions. Of course that zombie can see me from all that way away. I mean, why wouldn't it be able to? Oh my days, come on mate. And now I have no food. So I gotta be really careful. Let's just hope I can get a bunch of zinc without really running into too much more trouble. That would be lovely. Look how much iron is here, oh my goodness. Alright, we just gotta parkour down here a little bit. Grab this zinc here. Oh man. Okay, why is that creeper that color? That's crazy. Get out of here, bro. You just gave me stone. What the hell? Creeper dropping stone is wild. And the big 2-6 is crazy. Man, I'm just getting absolutely tormented right now. Don't even get a break. I just want some zinc, man. There are so many different ores here. It's kind of crazy. But because of how slow the pickaxe mines, I don't really want to get them. I'm only going to be using the pickaxe on the zinc because of the fortune. Because I desperately need zinc. And my axe is going to die as well. So, I mean, I should probably go back and get prepared. Look, you can't even see these guys. They just blend in. Alright, you know what? I'm going back to the base. I'm going to get a better axe. Or a new axe and some food. And I'll see you guys back here in a second. I've started smelting my zinc, so once I get back, I can get straight back into building. But I have food and I have a new axe, so we should be sweet. Let's head back. Alrighty, and we are back. I don't quite know how much zinc I really need. I might even have enough already, but I would want to get more than enough because, I mean, I use this stuff a lot. So while I'm here in the kind of mood to be mining, I'm just going to keep mining and see what happens. Might as well grab these ores with this drill whenever I see them. I also want to grab gold. If I see gold, I'm going to be focusing on that. That's something I need a lot of as well for some upgrades. Why are there so many mobs? Man, get out of here. Alrighty, and it seems like I found my way back to the top of the earth with a little bit of zinc on the way out. So I'm going to quickly grab this. Quite a large vein of zinc up here. Oh my goodness. So we have a stack and a half. As well as the stack and a half pretty much that I just put in my furnace before I came back into the mines. So, of course, let's head back. Should be over this way. Yep, there we are. And we'll go ahead and get the rest of this zinc smelted up. And we already have 24 there and 49 there. Oh my days. Look at that. We should be fine. I'm pretty sure that's going to be a good chunk of what we need. And if not, it will be all that we need. So I should be able to get cracking on finishing that section up. My plan is to just repeat this, at least in the sections where I can. For example, this long bit here, fix that up, maybe do a little bit of that here, and then I need to figure out what I'm going to be doing here. Because it's probably going to be exposed to the outside earth, probably going to have to be an entirely new design anyway, so it shouldn't be too much of a problem. But let's go ahead and get that started right now. And now that this is fully done, we can finally build the train. I'm so happy with how this turned out. Honestly, I really believe that this is beyond anything I thought I was going to be able to put together for this. While thinking about this project, I was really trying to brainstorm how on earth I was going to get this tunnel made, especially with these curves, because I knew they had to have curves in them. And I seriously had no idea how I was going to do it, but I kind of just let everything happen, and this is what we came up with. I'm so happy with how this looks. It seems so awesome, and I'm not quite sure like what things I can add into these little sections that are in these corners, but I'm pretty sure, you know, there's things that I can put in there. any suggestions is definitely appreciated. But I especially love these little cobblestone thingy-majiggies. I don't quite know what you would call them. Are they like support beams or something? I don't know, whatever these are. I just figured it would look really nice having just that little bit of extra detail through the middle, because I thought it was a bit bland with just the stone. Obviously we've got the cut stone on the side. You can't really tell. It's a very faint different texture, but yeah, having these little cobblestone beams running through the middle looks cool. And I love the glowstone lights. They look so awesome. Very, very happy with this. I definitely think this is a 10 out of 10 thing. In fact, this might be the best thing we've built in this world so far, at least aesthetically. But we're not done. We have to build the train, and it has to fit in this area. So, oh goodness. I feel like the train, that's probably going to ruin it. I won't lie. I have never ever built a train in Minecraft. I'm definitely going to be trying to put something or some template together in creative to test it out a little bit, and then just rebuild it in survival, because seriously, I don't even know where to start, and trying to figure that out in survival would be an absolute nightmare. But I will do my best, and we'll see what we can come up with. I'm sure it can't be that bad, right? I mean, after all, if it is really that bad, I'm hoping that this little railway and tunnel that we've just created is going to help carry the video, because yeah, I have no idea what the heck I'm going to do. But I guess let's waste no more time. Let's see what on earth I can come up with for a train. Now, I told you guys that I never made a train, and I guess you can see why I said that. I don't even really know if you can consider this a train. I spent probably an hour, maybe even 2 hours just trying to come up with something, and this is the best that I could do, at least for now. Definitely a whole lot of practice needs to happen before I can create anything better than this. This is really the best that I could come up with in such a short amount of time. But it works. If we enter the seat and then we click the controls, we can now drive this train around. Now, it looks like it's a very tight fit here. As you can see, it slightly goes into the walls there. It's tight, okay? It's very snug. I don't quite know if it is going through the walls or if it fits perfectly, but to me, that looks fine. But we literally have a train now, and train track, which we can just drive wherever we want. Well, not really wherever we want. There's a very limited amount of places we can take this, but we can park this bad boy up in here, jump out, you know, come grab some iron. I know maybe we want to take iron to the village or something, right? And we jump in the train and we literally just drive to the village just like this. Look how fast this thing goes. This thing goes quick, man. And obviously that's kind of where it stops. More needs to be done before I can really do anything else with the trains, because they don't really go anywhere. I mean, we moved from that building to here, and while we did do it quickly, and I don't even know if we can really say in style considering what the train looks like, but it was fun. And eventually you'll be able to travel all the way over there somewhere. And obviously we've got the tunnel there. You'll be able to go over there somewhere, and of course over there somewhere, with more rails and plans in the future. I want to fill this world with train lines heading everywhere, with a bunch of different trains just, you know, moving around the world automatically. I think that would be so cool, just to bring the whole thing to life. Not quite sure what I'm gonna do with designing trains and how to get better at that. If you guys want to design a train for me, please let me know. Make sure to join the Discord and upload it to the Discord if you want to get one of your train designs in this world. And if it's better than mine, you definitely have a shot, and I'll try and build it in here. I think that'd be really cool. So if you guys want to design trains for me, because I'm absolutely useless at it, as you can see. I mean, it's not horrible. It's definitely not horrible. I thought it would be worse, but it's not good. Definitely not good. So yeah, if you want to have a shot at trying to get your train in this world, let me know. Join the Discord and send me a message. We can figure it out. After building a few warehouses, industrial machines, and of course the start of a railway network, we can start working on some awesome projects. Now, my industrial area is still very small, but since railways is the way that we're going to get everything out of this industrial area and into the customer's hands, I think we need to build a massive distribution center where we can load everything up and send it out via trains. Now, I think this area up here would be absolutely perfect because, I mean, this is where the train line exits this little tunnel here. Plus, it looks really awkward with that area up there being completely empty. But of course, the very first thing that needs to be done is some land terraforming. Nothing crazy, we need to just level it down, and most importantly, fix up this area. I also need to change the floor from grass to most likely the dirt that we use down here, because obviously grass isn't going to fit the vibe that we're going for. I tackled the cliff face first, making sure to give it a nice shape and fix the dirt on the lower level. I then went crazy on adding in the dirt on the top level, making sure to texture it. Then finished it off by adding in some stones sticking up to stop people falling off the side. And this is now the area a whole lot better. It's definitely looking like a better canvas for us to paint on. I ended up switching obviously from using some of the dirt blocks that you can see here to just using these two. I felt like maybe these dark lines are a little bit too harsh. So eventually I will just remove it all and go to these two because I think I prefer this, but we can always fix that up a little bit later. Because right now we have another problem in our hands. We need to make a brand new machine. Because if not, this is going to be my life for the next 10.5 hours mining clay. I can't possibly think of anything worse, so I'm going to make a machine to do that for me. Except it's not going to be mining clay, it's going to be creating clay out of basically nothing. Obviously, I don't really have anywhere to place this machine right now, so I'm just going to stick it deep in the ground and hide it. Eventually, I will, of course, create an actual place for this, a beautiful large warehouse which we can look at and admire. But for now, I don't really have much of a choice. So I'm just going to literally dig into the mountainside here that we just created as a temporary workplace for us to create this brand new stuff. Whenever I see zinc, I'm going to make sure to bring out my fortune pick because I definitely want to be using this stuff. I need a ton of it to make the copycat panels and different copycat items which are phenomenal for detailing builds. I truly believe we're only just getting started with the depth that you can go to with the copycat panels, so I'm very excited to keep trying them out. Now, for the size of this room, I'm not entirely sure how big I need. I'm just going to make a very decent area, which I know will pretty much cover our bases. Fortunately, with this portable drill, doing this kind of work is extremely easy and it's just going to make our life so much better. Alrighty, I'm going to try and put something together in here. I think this should be enough room. Maybe I'll actually make it a little bit larger. I do need to create a very temporary staircase here. Now, the good thing is this cobblestone is actually going to be useful because to create clay, if you put cobblestone through crushers twice, it turns into sand and clay, a very small chance for clay. However, then you can go ahead and wash that sand for a 25% chance of getting clay. Obviously, 4 clay equals 1 brick block. So in order for me to get enough bricks, I have no idea how many I need. I'm definitely going to be wanting to use it for many projects in the future because it's such a versatile block, especially kind of what we're working on. But I'm going to need thousands of cobblestone. Okay, and if this room is not big enough, I'm going to be extremely concerned. I'm also going to be trying to make a rotational speed controller. Massive shout out to Albert Manu, who gave me that idea. I'm still learning this mod, obviously, I'm sure you can tell. So I appreciate any suggestions or ways that I can improve, because I'm sure you can probably tell I really have no idea what I'm doing, which makes this a lot of fun. I'm learning as I'm going and really finding out everything this mod has to offer. I also need to make 2 crushing wheels, which is going to be a little bit awkward. I'm pretty sure we have a ton of andesite now though. Okay, maybe not. I don't quite know where my andesite went, but I know there's an andesite cave right underneath, isn't there? Like down here somewhere. Yeah, right here, look at this. So, I mean, that's really going to be no problem. I'm going to have basically unlimited andesite anyway. I swear I grabbed some of this in the last episode, but I mean, that should be more than enough, right? Oh yeah, look, I have a bunch of andesite here. Look at that, oh my days. Yeah, I don't have to worry about andesite anymore. So I think the crushing wheel is probably the hardest thing to make out of everything we need to make. I mean, I guess except for the rotational speed device or the rotational speed controller. But I mean, this is pretty basic too. It's just a gold plate and a bunch of cogwheels. So yeah, yeah, no problems getting all the items. So let me go ahead and create this machine and we'll see what it looks like when I'm done. And just like that, we've got a machine that somehow works and turns it into clay and flint. Now, I still am learning how to filter things properly. If you guys know the best way to filter things, please let me know. Because right now, I just kind of use the brown toolbox because it's so easy to make. And I put the hopper into, obviously, a barrel. And that allows me to collect clay balls and flint. Now, obviously, I have to manually get rid of the flint, unfortunately, but we are making clay now. Now, the clay that is in there now is from cobblestone I threw into there because we haven't actually got lava. I was waiting until we finished the time lapse to be able to go to the nether to grab some lava. Which, wait, can I grab this? No, I can't. Okay, I didn't think so. Wait. Can I do that? Oh, look at that. I didn't even know I could do that. I just guessed. I swear I just guessed. Oh my goodness. How perfect. So I can literally just come up here now. Throw in the lava. I need some blocks ready so I can go bang, 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 bang. And that should be fully working. I forgot to get the water in, didn't I? I'm not surprised. I am not surprised at all. Yoink. Okay, let's try that again, but this time we'll make sure there's water in there first. Alrighty, so I should be able to just go... Okay, hang on. I hope I didn't mess that up. Oh my days. Okay, I kind of did, but is that a problem? Okay, I mean, it doesn't look like it's broken. Looks like it's kind of working. Alright, now I can get the water in here. Just like that, then throw in the lava and bang. We didn't need anywhere near as much space as I dug out. I guess we are getting better at making these machines a little more compact. I'm sure there's people that make it way better. I'm not even going to begin to pretend I know what I'm doing. But I'm fairly certain now we will have basically unlimited clay. Then with this clay, I'll just take the clay balls. I'll take it into this warehouse here because in here we have a smelter, which is going to do everything very quickly. Chuck it in there. It's going to go in front of the lava. And then in a matter of seconds, it'll be in here, made into bricks, I think. Wait, hold on. There's a filter on it. It isn't there. There is, yes. So I need to collect the bricks manually, I guess. But I mean, that's not a massive problem. I can change it. But there we go. We have 31 bricks from basically nothing. I wonder how much cobblestone it takes to make that amount of bricks. 31 bricks. I definitely think it's very inefficient, but I mean, we're making bricks out of cobblestone, so can I really complain? It's not really making it very quickly. Oh no. I mean, it is making it, but I think it might be better for me to just drop the cobblestone in like this. Now, I have no idea if I can just drop it all in. There might be like a limit to how much it can process at once. I have no idea. I hope that doesn't despawn. It shouldn't, right? But all of that cobblestone, basically an entire inventory, should turn into clay for us eventually. That was basically a full inventory of clay. So I'm curious to see how much we get from that. Now, I have no idea if this is going to overstress the machine, but I think it might be worth checking if I can increase the speed. Let's see what we can do. That might improve how fast it makes or crushes it. What if it goes 64? Okay, no we can't. 48? Nope. Okay, we can do 40. It's a little bit faster, I guess. I mean, it is most definitely making clay balls. Wait a second, did it make iron? It did. Okay, I need to add iron to this as well. Man, I had no idea it could make iron as well. Maybe something slipped through. I have no idea. Okay, at least that filter's on there now, so that's not going to get clogged up again. Throw the sand back onto the belt, and I think I need to throw the gravel in there too. Okay, and that sand is slowly processing. Yeah, this is definitely not the best way to do this. I wonder if I can change that. Okay, you know what? I have no idea. I think it's working. If I have to do a little bit of, adjusting, it's not really the end of the world. It should be fine. I definitely could make the basic tier upgrade and then the iron, or maybe a gold. I'm not sure if I have gold. I think for now I'll just make iron for this so I can not worry about it for a while. So I'm pretty sure it's just like this for the basic and then like this for the basic to iron. Then I don't see why we can't make any stack upgrades. So let's make some of these and then I'll make a tier 1, then a tier 2, and honestly that should be enough. So bang, then put that in there and we should be good. I don't think we'll ever run out of space for that because we have basically unlimited now. Now, I know this is definitely not the most attractive machine, but this is only a temporary machine. I want to build an entire factory dedicated to making bricks because I have a feeling these are going to be extremely useful for us. It's going to be something we use a lot of, so we will be fixing that soon. However, I am pretty certain that I can upgrade this now to a tier 3 using the gold that we have. So that is something I want to do. I don't think I can grab this, can I? No. Oh no. I don't know how I'm going to do this, to be honest with you. I think I should just create an entire extra one, like start from scratch. I've just made the wrong thing, didn't I? Oh my goodness. Okay, we'll start with the upgrade base, make it into that, make it into a tier 1 plus, then a tier 2, and now this is the same one that we have here, the stack upgrade tier 2. So I can grab 2 gold blocks, go like that, fill the rest in with regular gold, and we have a tier 3. So now we can stack 2,000 foot. Hold on a second. Wait a second, guys. Wait a second. It stacks? No way. Okay, I didn't know you could stack them. So now we have 2,048. What? Brother, we go from 512 to 2,048. Dude, I had no idea that you could stack them like that. What? Brother, that is insane. So look at that. What the heck? Look how much space we have from that chest. You guys saw that was completely full. And now, like, I just have basically unlimited space. I can't believe it. Ladies and gentlemen, I've hit the absolute jackpot. I seriously had no idea that I could stack them like that. This might in fact be one of the best days of my life so far. Holy smokes. 1,862 oak logs. I'll show you guys why that is. So while I was doing the time lapse, I went over to my wood farm for the first time in a long time, and it was completely over full. Like the conveyor belt was stopped. You can see it's still full. Oh my goodness, it's still full. So obviously the machine stopped working because I need to just keep emptying this thing. Damn, dude. We have so many oak logs. I knew that thing was going to be good. I had no idea just how good it was going to be. I thought, okay, I might never have to really get oak logs again, or, you know, maybe I'll have to get a little extra if I'm making a big project. And we have thousands of oak logs from literally doing nothing. And of course, a bunch of sticks as well. I don't really know what to do with the sticks. I guess let's put them in here because, I mean, we have so many of them. And I should probably put the oak saplings in there too. I know that this is supposed to be a building block chest, but I don't really have much of a choice right now, do I? I can't believe how good this is. Oh my days. So does that mean if I got like another tier 3 in there, then that would be like 4,000? No way. Brother, what happens when I get like a tier 4? I don't think I'll ever get a tier 5. I'm not that crazy. Come on, guys. All right, we definitely have to investigate that very soon. Hey. Come here, mate. Bam. All right, how is our clay going? Oh my days, look at that. Dude. Okay, I think I can play this forever. The create mod, not having to gather resources like this is absolutely insane. If you guys saw my previous hardcore world, I had a rule where there was no auto farm, so this is very different to me. Almost kind of feels like cheating, not having to really go and gather anything. Obviously, gathering stuff at the start, but I mean, once you make a machine, you don't really have to worry about it anymore. Is that what all the other hardcore YouTubers feel like? Man, this is insane. Alright, but at least now we have clay growing in here, slowly but surely. We're gonna get a bunch of bricks, which is fine because I still have a couple more things I need to do before I really need any crazy amount of bricks. And I mean, we already have 2 stacked. And I haven't really had to mine any clay. So let's grab some stone, turn that all into stone bricks, because I'm going to be using a trim of stone bricks with a main block of brick. I think that's going to be really nice. Now, what I'm thinking, I want like the building wrapping around this little train thingy-majiggy here. So like a nice building along that edge, and then pretty much here bending over this way. So it takes up a nice massive section. So I think the best way to do this is to, of course, start on this section here. Now, how I'm going to do this is I'm going to create some kind of plan using obviously the stone bricks that we are going to be using as the like pillar blocks, and the bricks as an ID for the walls. So we'll have this go like this, then it has to make the jump right across. So we'll try and make sure it's 5 blocks. So something like this. Right, so this is perfectly in line with the shape of this. in this section here will kind of be cut off, I guess. Maybe we can try and work it into it somehow. Not quite sure what that's going to look like. Could even use the copycat blocks to create this kind of pattern that we've done just for the remainder of that section. Then I guess we'll just go 5 again. So that's 5 blocks. Then we'll have the pillar. Then we'll go another 5. And I think that should be a decent amount of room. You can have like potentially some trains coming through here, like some rails. Then I'm thinking of having like a little 3 wide section. And then a big, massive, like open door kind of thing. Now this door has to be big, so we'll go 7 like that. And then we'll just copy that. So 3 on this side as well. So there will be a little bit of extra expansion I need to do for the dirt. But I think this is going to be nice. So of course, I'll bring this all the way back. Kind of like this, just mimicking what I've done at the front there. Alright, so then that brings us over to here. So I've got an extra 2 over here. So you can see I've got an extra 5 and then another 5 again. So 2 of those. Now on this side, I reckon we do something similar. We'll go 5. We'll shake it up. So it goes from 3 to 5 because this is going to be 1 level, but then I want like some parts of it that are 2 levels. So then that brings us to here. Now, this is going to be a very large building if we go with this, but that is kind of my intention. I want this to be one of the biggest buildings here because obviously these are warehouses. I mean, that one right there is kind of my house, but it's supposed to be a warehouse, okay? Or something that makes things, right? And this building here is going to be where every warehouse on this little island here exports and imports everything. So it kind of has to be big. So I'm just going to shape this off nicely, matching what I've done over there. So it's a little bit, more square. It's a lot easier to figure out when it's like that. And I mean, that's kind of how it is when you're building warehouses and big, massive like depots like this. I guess I should swap it back to 3 here just to match over there. Then with this door, I'm not quite sure if we're going to have this go all the way through just yet. I might leave this like open to interpretation for later. So we'll go 3 just so that we match that one over there. And we'll do that over here too. We'll go 3 and then you know what? We'll leave this like that. Because then we could go another 3 like this and that works perfectly. But I don't know yet. We don't know what this building is going to look like fully. I'm going to leave that open for now. However, if I do go and throw down some torches, we're going to see exactly what this looks like. Because it is dark, it's a little bit hard to, see what's going on. So zooming out, we can see, just like I said, this is a massive building. And if you have a look from over here, you'll definitely be able to see this building. This building is going to stand out. It's going to be bright red, of course, with the bricks. But that's exactly what I want. I want this thing to be very prominent. Now, did I forget to upgrade something? Why have I got this? I completely forgot why I've made this. Did I upgrade this? I did. Okay. Man, this thing is moving along very slowly. That's kind of sad. And there's a lot of gravel right there. So, I mean, is something stuck maybe? It doesn't seem like it. I definitely think we need an upgraded version of this very soon. This can't be something we keep permanently. Just look how much gravel is stuck there. Oh my goodness. I mean, it is definitely moving along. It's certainly doing its job. I just don't think it's doing it very well. At least not as good as we could. We could definitely improve this. But that's fine. It's still making us free bricks in the background without us having to lift a single finger. Hello, zombie. Get out of here, mate. Now, of course, I need to figure out exactly how tall these are going to be. So I'm thinking, let's make them big. We'll go 2, 4, let's go 6. And we'll build these across like this. And I'll keep it the same for all these ones that are 5 blocks long, at least at the front here. Actually, we'll go all the way. I think it'll be weird if I just change it there. So we'll go like this. I'm sure I can create some kind of shelter over the top of this thing. I have an idea in mind, which I think would be really cool. We'll have to wait and see. Now, let me build this up on the other side as well. All right, we have this. I think, that's a good height. It's much taller than the train, which is fantastic. That's exactly what we want to be seeing. What I think I'm going to do, I'm going to plan out the rest of the build just using the stone bricks so that if it does look a little bit weird, it's a lot easier to take it down rather than getting everything in there. And I mean, I don't really have many bricks anyway. I've got 10. So I'm sure you can tell that's definitely not going to be enough. So while we're waiting for more bricks, let me go through and add in the stone bricks to plan out the entire build, get a rough shape and size for everything, and just see how it looks together. You know what? Roll the time lapse. Now I know this looks pretty lackluster, but don't worry. The next few steps are really going to change this. I have a vision in my mind for how this will look, and I think we're going to do a fantastic job. And I really think that this thing is going to come together. But there are 2 blocks I need to get. Oh my days. It is a fully enchanted diamond zombie. That is insane. I have never seen this in my life. Holy moly. And he keeps the armor. That sucks. That would have been nice considering what we're currently repping. Now, there's 2 blocks that are required to continue. However, there's one thing I need to do first. I need to fill up these water tanks, and I need to fill up these fueling tanks with lava. And then head right down into the mines, where I can hopefully dig and find some tuff. Ooh, single diamond, beautiful. Okay, I'll take that. But here we go, already found tuff. And more diamonds. Holy moly, this is what we need. Yes, please. Hit that with the fortune. 11 diamonds, beautiful. I also need to make sure I grab the gold. But the main block we're here for is, of course, this tuff. And fortunately, with this portable drill, it is extremely easy to get. And that is not too bad for a single vein of tuff. Now I'm sure that's going to be enough, but while I'm down here, I'm going to see if I can try and find a little bit more. Or diamonds. Diamonds is good too. Even more diamonds, I'll take that as well. No way, a vein of 8. That puts us up to 38 diamonds. Oh my goodness. Hey, blackstone is a great block too. I might as well grab some of this while I'm here. And look at that, we just found even more tuff. Oh my goodness, what is this? A massive cave with a lot of dripstone blocks. I have to keep that in mind just in case I ever want that block. Okay, I think that's enough mining, let's head back. And now, thankfully, with our upgraded barrel, this stuff is super easy to store. And you know what, while we're here, I think I might even upgrade my backpack. And now we have a gigantic backpack, look at that. And why not add in some upgrades? I just need some leather, and then I can make some stack upgrades. Thankfully, I have a bunch of copper to smelt, because the first level requires 8 blocks of copper each. However, this already allows me to stack 96 items in one slot. Since I have enough stuff, I might as well make 4 of them. Now that I have 4, I can upgrade them all to tier 1 with a couple iron blocks, and then put them in here. Oh, okay, I can only use 3. But how many can I stack? 512 per slot. That is massive. Then I just need to get more gold to upgrade them to tier 2. Each, of course, is going to require 8 gold blocks. I'm not quite there yet. But now with this tuff, I can throw this all in my backpack and have easy access to these blocks. I'm also going to take all of this cobblestone that I had in this barrel and check what we have. Oh my goodness, well over 1,000 clay balls. However, that is still nowhere near enough. I'm going to throw some of this cobblestone to encourage the machine to make clay even faster. And while I'm waiting for that to process, I can take all of this clay over to my super smelter, and that is going to smelt up into bricks extremely quickly. And within seconds, we just turned 1,000 clay into 1,000 bricks, which we can then condense down into normal block bricks. Now we just need to wait for even more. We only have 312 bricks, which is definitely nowhere near enough. However, using both the bricks and the tuff, we can really start to expand on this build. My goal is to use the bricks around this front so we can start developing a nice style for the build. I'm thinking of just building these up and having some nice large windows. This is going to give the warehouse a nice look, in my opinion, and of course is going to require much less bricks. But let me quickly move the train so we have a better view. It can stay inside of this tunnel for now. Doesn't it just look beautiful? And now we can really start to design this build. For the roof, I'll go with some polished tuff because I think it looks the best. And I think a nice little shape like this is going to be just perfect. It definitely gives it a very nice industrial feel. So of course I need to go through and add the roofs into pretty much everywhere where I think a roof should go. And then I really want to just focus extremely hard on getting the front part looking as good as I possibly can, so we can use that as a reference for everything else. And seriously, once we have these roofs in, I think this build is going to be completely transformed already. Now a quick note, I do want to be using some of these custom bricks. I think these small bricks are going to work very well, so I'll make some of these, and I might try these tiny bricks as well. Using these in conjunction with the basic bricks that we have in the base game, I think it's going to give a very slight texture variation which is going to help keep this build looking exciting. Alrighty, let's see what we can put together. I started by figuring out how I wanted to detail each section. I spent some time coming up with a design I liked, which I would be able to replicate. Once I was happy, I continued the design a few more times to get a better idea for how it would look, and I think it came together very well. Since it worked, I wasted no time and continued expanding using the design as a base and altered it as needed to fit into the other spots. I then tackled the roof. I opted for a granite roof, which I thought went well with the tuff and was very similar to the brick. I wanted to make sure the build felt very industrial. Usually these kinds of builds are pretty uncolourful, so I wanted to try to find a healthy spot between doing that and making it actually look good. I then realized I hadn't yet figured out the top of the roof, so I went straight up and began laying down some tuff to plan the shape. I went for a double peak to keep the roof lower and not be too tall due to how wide it was. I got distracted by the floor, leading me to change it to a special cobblestone block, and then realized what I was supposed to be doing and continued. I didn't have many bricks remaining, so I used what I could for the second floor walls and then finished the building session off by creating a nice little feature around the tunnel exit. I thought this looked really cool. Now, I'm very happy with how this is looking. The whole thing is really starting to come together, especially this section at the front, where I've put a lot of efforts into trying to make the details as nice as possible. Now, these windows are the arched grey stained glass pillars, which are fairly simple to make. The only issue is, in order for me to make them, I need to come down here and grab the sand before it goes through the little water bit. Now, we are of course getting a bunch of clay, which I should probably start grabbing now. I think the best way is going to be just chucking it right into the backpack. You can see my backpack is starting to get a little bit discombobulated. I need to grab more grass. Hold on. Please. Thank you. Chuck this stuff right back through there. But yeah, we're getting quite a lot of clay balls. I don't know if this is going to be enough. I've got 189 granite, which as you can see I'm using for the roof. And considering how much more roof there is to fill in, I don't think that's going to be enough either. But I mean, a stack and a half of sand should be enough. I'm going to take this over to my mega smelter and get this sand turned right into glass, which should only take a couple seconds. I'm also going to make sure to get my clay balls smelting through there too. We actually grab that glass real quick. I mean, look at that. How amazing is that? Being able to smelt stuff so quickly is such a beautiful feature. I just need to wait for all the clay to turn into bricks. I'm going to grab it just because I don't want it to despawn. But let's go ahead and see how many bricks we get from this. Oh my goodness, we already have 5 stacks. Okay, that ended up being a lot more bricks than I was expecting. Now we have roughly 600 bricks, which should do us pretty well. Now I do need to quickly find some more squid in order to turn it into the grey stained glass. I already have the bone meal, I just need a couple more ink sacks. Brother, where are all the squid? It was so easy to find squid last time, I don't know where they're all gone. There we go. Hello, Mr. Squid. Thank you. Here are all the squid. Hey, buddy. No, come back. Thank you. Alright, you know what? 7 ink sacks should be enough. So I can make black dye. Then I've got some bones I can turn into bone meal and then white dye, combining them both to make some grey dye. Then I can make grey stained glass and then grey stained glass panes, throw them in here and grab these arched glass pane pillars, and then bang. That's all we need to do. That's how easy it is. I really like how these look. They give such a nice kind of industrial vibe. It's exactly what I'm looking for. Oh my goodness. And when you break them, you actually get the glass back. You don't need silk touch. That is such a nice thing. Oh my days. I seriously can't get over just how good these windows here look. They're so nice. Oh my goodness. We just ran right through a creeper. I didn't even notice him until I heard the sizzle. Wow. I'm also really happy with how this turned out. I think that looks fantastic. I love it so much, man. Oh my days. This thing is really coming together. Once we fill the entire thing in, it's really going to be completely different. Now, I had a very close call with a skeleton while I was doing the replay. Unfortunately, I wasn't recording, but I literally got down to half of a heart. And as you can see, we are level 31. So I think it's time we start investing in our protection a little bit, because we're getting to the point in this world where, I mean, if we lose it, it's gonna kind of suck. And the close call was a little bit too close. So I think it's time for us to really start making sure that we don't have to deal with that again. So of course, we're gonna make diamond chestplate. I'm gonna head right up to the enchanting table, Smack this bad boy in here, and we're going to get Thorns 2, Protection 4, Unbreaking 3. Oh my days. Yes, please. Protection 4 is amazing. That is what I love to see. Now, I know it's probably not the best, but I think I'm just going to get at least level 1 enchants on the rest of my gear. I don't think it's going to provide a massive bonus, but I mean, we got Protection 1 and Protection 1. So, I mean, every little bit counts, I guess, and it's only 1 level. Now, the last thing I am requiring is, of course, some granite for the roof. And man, that building is looking so good. I love the way it just fills in that space so nicely. Let's quickly get rid of the phantoms, because nothing is worse than phantoms. There we go. Okay, come on, mate. Your time is done. But I desperately need to find myself some granite, and underground I was having no luck. So I think I'm going to try and head over to these mountains and see if I can find myself some. I had basically no luck underground, so I'm really hoping that above ground I get a little bit luckier. Oh, hello. Yep, look at that. Beautiful. I had no idea this was here. I was going to head over to those mountains over there, but I mean, this works. Hell yeah, brother. All right, we have 404. I think that should be enough, but I still want to grab a little bit more since, I mean, there's a bunch still here, just to make sure that I do in fact have enough. There is definitely a very decent amount. I've never really struggled to find this stuff, but for some reason in this terrain generation, it's just so much harder to find. Come on, mate. What have you got up for me? Why is he so fast? Oh my goodness. Okay, I think this is all I'm really going to be able to get. 496, almost 500, that should be enough. If not, that's just sucks, I guess. Alrighty, let's just head right back. It's so weird seeing a diamond chestplate now. I kind of like it. Man, look at that building. That is so huge. It just really fills in that area so nicely. This entire area is going to be completely changed very soon. It is going to be basically unrecognizable from what it is right now. Alright, using all of the bricks and the granite that I just received, I'm going to throw it all in. And why not build a tower up just so we can see exactly what it looks like before we make all the changes, and this is after. Honestly, such a massive difference. And I haven't even added in the details yet. I mean, this place is really starting to come together, and it's only going to get better once I add all the special things in. But before we do that, obviously this rail here leads to nowhere, so we need to fix that. Fortunately, we have 128 train tracks ready to go, so I'm going to grab these, and we're going to extend this rail here all the way up until the edge, and then let's figure out exactly where this should go. Now I'm thinking, let's go pretty much on this rail here and lead this right in through the middle here, directly into this build, like straight through. Sure, I think that's pretty obvious. That's why I had that little thing there. Now there should also be a second one. Should we go maybe here and have this come straight this way? Maybe here or one over. I reckon there. Oi. That's pretty nice. I like that. Obviously, I do need to grab more of these. I've only got 64 left now. I used a lot more than I was expecting, I won't lie. But I do want quite a few spaces that this rail is going to lead. Now, I'm thinking of having this continue straight directly through here somehow. Pretty much like that. I mean, that lines up pretty much perfectly, right? But also, I wonder if I can add something into here. So like a... No, not there. Hold on. Here. And then have this go like that. And then can I connect this in here? I can. Beautiful. Amazing. Okay. Come on, buddy. This just isn't fair, alright? Get out of here. Go. Alright. So, now we've got 3 blocks in between here. We've got a little bit of space here. I think this is nice. I don't love how far this goes, actually. I want this one to kind of like go right in front. Like maybe another 3 block gap between like the buildings. So here. Nope, that's 2. Here. Yes. And this can go right in front. And then this will connect nicely into there. Beautiful. And you know what? Because we love rails, we'll just have this one go completely straight directly into that. Maybe that's one too far. Directly into there. Sure. All right. Why not? Now zooming out, that gives us quite a few rails, and I think already that looks kind of cool. I wonder if I can get this in here. No, that's still going to go like that. I don't like that. Don't like that at all, mate. Now we do have 2 rails left, which is very sad, but obviously this needs to expand this way. So I need to create some kind of bridge which is most likely going to be made out of stone. I mean, what else would I make it out of, right? I do have to be careful though, because this entire area here is going to completely change. It's not going to be anything like it looks like right now. Pretty much everything in front of us here is going to be redesigned from the ground up, because I think this spot here is just so weird. For example, we have weird roads made out of planks coming from this village. The river here changes shape and size so often and is just extremely unrealistic. And we have a massive space here, which is kind of useless. So a massive project is going to be underway next in this area. So I need to make sure that the design of the bridge keeps that in mind. I'm so happy with how these rails look though. I wonder if we can get the train up in there now. I think that would look so sick. So let's jump in the back here and we'll drive it right up the front. You can even see through the window now. Look at that. Oh my days. All right, I got to try and reverse it. Oh no, there's not enough track to be able to reverse it down there. Just not enough. Look, the back wheel just isn't in the right spot. Can only turn into here for now. But I mean, I guess that's perfectly fine. Does it even fit in there? Okay, it doesn't quite fit. It's a little bit larger than the hole, but that's fine. The intention is not for the train to actually go back there. This is going to be for like the carts or like the things that the train moves. Is it a cart? I hope it's a cart. But just seeing the train there, man, that looks so awesome. I love that. In fact, I wonder, have I got some cut stone? I do, it's in my inventory. What am I doing? Make some cut stone slabs and literally just create something like this up to the edge here, or yeah, there. And then we can do another one right here up to the edge. Beautiful. I'm sure we can create something with this. Do I have any girders? I do not. I need to make some. How do I make those again? Ah, easy peasy. Look at those creepers on the roof there. Disrespectful. Horrible guys up there, man. Alright, this is looking good, but I do need to get the bridge started. So let's do that right now. And there we go, we have the main building done. It just requires all of the extra details, which is going to make the building look so much better. The rail line has now been expanded beyond the edge right here because we now have a bridge, which is obviously going to continue further, but I'm not 100% sure where it's going to end just yet, because like I said, this entire area is going to be completely redone from the bottom all the way up to the top. But I think this bridge does look very nice, and it's going to be a very easy thing that we can expand, and hopefully it just fits well into the area as we continue to build it up. Now, while I've been building, all of our auto farms have still been going, and if we have a look at the iron, look at this. This thing is absolutely chock-a-block. So I need to grab all of these nuggets, turn them right into the iron ingots, and then turn the iron ingots into iron blocks, which gives us 46 iron blocks for literally nothing. Now we have 94. I don't think we're ever going to have an issue with iron. Now our log farm, how's this going? We have a bunch of oak logs ready, bunch of sticks and saplings as well. We'll quickly go ahead and dump this in our main storage. I do plan to set up a bunch of systems and ways that everything gets collected automatically. I'll create like a gigantic central storage system, which I think is going to be really, really cool, but extremely difficult to set up. But I want that done before day 1000. Now there is one more thing that I need to collect quite a bit of, which is of course going to be some oak leaves. So I guess we'll just head over into these trees here. Let me actually grab some water so I can quickly just... Oh, hold on. That didn't work. I guess I'll just throw this right there then. We just climb up this water tower and grab every single block of leaves that I can. Starting from the very top and working my way all the way down to the bottom. I guess I'll make another pair of shears. I want to take down this entire tree. And there we go. That is that entire tree absolutely stripped of its leaves. You know, I've still got a little bit of these shears left. I'm just going to pretty much use the rest of this just to save a little bit of inventory space rather than just having a basically broken pair of shears hanging around. But that should be good. We got 6 stacks or 7 stacks of leaves. Now my plan with these leaves in particular, I want to add them around this build. I think it's going to look really nice. Just having them kind of, you know, in this section through here. Maybe not there where the train's going, but just around the yard, because it just adds a nice contrast with the red and grey theme we've got going on. And honestly, I think leaves just make every build seem so much more realistic. I definitely might overdo it sometimes, but I mean, I guess that's just my style. I just love putting leaves everywhere, especially in the places where people aren't really going to be going much, like up here for example. This is a place where a lot of these leaves will be growing wild. You know, people just can't get up here. So I guess in my mind, it kind of makes sense. Alright, I'm going to go through and pretty much add the same details that I've added to all of my other builds to keep them consistent. Little bits of these bars, some trapdoors, buttons, of course these andesite things, I think they look fantastic. And just try and make the build fit in a little bit better. Just make it a bit more interesting to look at. I'm also going to try and decorate the yard a little bit more. After all, we are only 6 days away from reaching day 200, so I don't have much time to mess around. I got to really jump into it and try and get as much of it done as I can. So enjoy the time lapse. Ladies and gentlemen, this is now what we're looking like. I'm pretty happy with how this turned out. I think it does look pretty fantastic. There's still quite a lot that I need to do, especially when we take a look at the inside. The inside is pretty bare bones. I did go through and add a little bit of details to the inside and just tidied it up so it's ready for me to add things inside. However, I think I need to figure out exactly what I need to do in here, considering this is the place where we're going to do the exports. I'm assuming it would be smart for me to put some kind of machine in here, which allows me to set up some massive storage system. I honestly have no idea how that would look, but I would love to hear your thoughts on that, what you think I should do with this building, because it is huge. There's a ton of space to work with, and I think we could do something pretty special. I'm sure you saw in the time lapse, I built a couple of these things. I'm not quite sure what they're called, but obviously these are like carriages for trains, which are holding a bunch of materials that we make. We make the hay bales here. We have the log farm literally right there. And we also have the iron machine. I think these turned out okay. They are their own trains. In this one here, I set up the controls under that. Let's see if I can even get in there. Hold on. Just parkour up here. So under this trapdoor, you can actually move this train right here using these controls. This was the very first one I made. I didn't realize that I could like just literally plop it at the back like this. So you can move these just like that. Very simple. But these are just for details. I didn't want to have these rails completely empty, so I thought just adding a couple of these carts in here would be really cool. My plan is to create more of those in the future and have this train pulling everything that we make automatically around, and set up some kind of automatic system where it'll just continue to loop around and move pretty much everything that we produce around. With no function, of course. This would be just a visual representation of what we can create, which right now is obviously those 3 things there. But as we expand our production and make more things, of course the train will as well, and it'll have more carriages displaying everything that we create. So I think that would be a cool way to kind of visualize that. But that brings us to the end of day 199, and now we are officially on day 200. So we managed to survive 200 days in this world so far, which is definitely a nice achievement, but I plan to go a lot longer. Next up, of course, we need to start working on that area over there. We really need to fix the river, so that's the very next project I'm going to tackle. Now, if you did make it to the end, it means you probably enjoyed the video. So if you want to check out the next project, it's on your screen now, or if it isn't ready yet, the video on the screen right now is another one that I think you'll really like. And it would mean the world to me if you check that out next. thank you so much for your support. I appreciate it more than you could imagine. And as always, until next time, peace out.